So, I'm making this video completely out of speculation and rumors and just things we've heard. There's nothing super concrete from what you're about to hear. I'm even asking a couple people on Twitter for more sources, so yeah, I mean, if I am able to get their sources, I'll be able to, then I could have a little more faith. But right now, I'm making this video completely out of speculation. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. As I take a swig of coffee there. So you might remember a while back, Adult Swim put out a promo, or more of a teaser, for something called Adult Swim Junior, and I'll play it for you right now. Okay, so you saw that. And it's weird, like, I've known about Adult Swim Junior for a while now. I purposely avoided it because I thought it was just a joke. I wasn't even aware that Adult Swim put it on as a commercial on their channel. And even then, I kind of thought, maybe it is just a tease. Like, part of me thinks it's just one of those, like, remember those old school Adult Swim ads with the black background and the white text where they'll, make some kind of joke about their shows? Like, I know they did it for, like, Fooly Cooly, Inuyasha, and Futurama. Yeah, I thought, it was kind of a callback to those kind of jokes. But then I started thinking a while ago, I saw videos from this YouTuber, VelasquezBum94, who is a really cool YouTuber, and I trust him with this information. I actually tweeted you, VelasquezBum, if you watch this video. I hope you can give me more sources on this. And he had a video talking about former Animation Guild head Steve Hewlett, and VelasquezBum says that Hewlett has a blog, and on the blog he posted something about these shows, and they were labeled under Adult Swim. I actually got this from, sorry, not VelasquezBum. VelasquezBum is where I first heard about Steve Hewlett, but I got this list from the Roundtable's video on Adult Swim Junior, and it has Close Enough, which is a TBS show, but it has two really popular pilots you may have heard about, Victor and Valentino and Infinity Train, and this other show called Tigglewinks, which I've honestly never heard of that until I started doing the research for this video. And it's weird. And then, let me see if I could find the screenshot here. I saw on both VelasquezBum and the Roundtable they saw this post. I guess this is a post made towards Steve Hewlett. Sorry, I actually know Steve Hewlett. It posted this himself. He says that Close Enough, well, actually, and I quote, "Close Enough is a primetime animated series that J.G. Quintel created that will air on TBS." Unquote. I'll have these posted. You're watching this on YouTube. I'll have these screenshots posted in my video. And then he says, quote, "Infinity Train is currently in production, but as far as I know, they only have an order for 10 half hours. It is not as an Adult Swim show as far as I know, but you never know." Unquote. And then he says, quote, "My other informant says that Infinity Train is a mini-series," unquote. So, and keep in mind, Hewlett's been out of the animation industry for about a year now, so you could, I think it's safe to say that the reliance on this source is a bit questionable. Yes, he's obviously worked in the animation industry. He was the head of the Animation Guild, but still, when I first saw this, I kind of took it with a really small grain of salt, like even more than now. But I wanted to make this video more to just kind of speculate, is Adult Swim Junior coming? we don't really know. I did try to look into Adult Swim and Turner's PR, and I couldn't find anything concluding this. But let's speculate, what if Adult Swim Jr. is coming, and what will it mean for shows like Victor and Valentino and Infinity Train? I'm guessing they can do reruns of Close Enough when that comes out. Which, by the way, I'm pumped up. I really like J.G. Kintel's work, and I want to see him go back and do more surreal things, even more surreal than the last season of Regular Show. Oh! So, what do I think about Adult Swim Jr.? Which, first of all, the idea of Adult Swim Jr. honestly just further tells me the guys who run Cartoon Network today really don't know what they're doing. I think this is going to be the video where I finally address my thoughts on the president of Cartoon Network and the head of scheduling, Vishnu. Thank you, come again. I'm sorry if that sounds kind of racist, but I can't stand that guy. Not the way he talks, I mean his management. So, Vishnu Afreya. I have some Indian friends, like maybe they can help me out if you guys watch this video. Aditya Mystery, help me if you watch this video. So, when I say it sounds like Cartoon Network doesn't know what they're doing, I almost feel like if this is going to be real, well, it's probably because, we're Cartoon Network, we only want to air the Teen Titans Goes because that's the only one that gets ratings, and it's probably not for the right reasons. Like, yes, kids watch it, but it may also be trolls that watch it out of hate. And then our other shows, like the Powerpuff Girls reboot and the Ben 10th ripoff, they didn't do too good in the ratings, and we barely air them, and just... I'm wondering if they are doing an Adult Swim Jr., if they're putting Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino and Ticklewinks there because it's like, well, we can't put them on Cartoon Network because they won't get ratings. Let's just dump them on this weird Adult Swim Jr. block, which it's pretty much a dumping ground in my opinion. Because it's weird. It's like, why do you need an Adult Swim Jr.? You got Cartoon Network, which is the more kid-friendly material, and then you have Adult Swim, which, yes, they have really good shows like Rick and Morty and Robot Chicken, but you know how surreal they get. I mean, have you seen like 12 Ounce Mouse and King Star King and Mr. Pickles? I mean, Jesus Christ, they get really like crazy and just overly gruesome over there sometimes. Although Rick and Morty and Robot Chicken, like I said, are really cool shows. But yeah, I mean, yes, I know. I guess you can say, well, maybe what about shows that have more mature content? Like we live in the era of Steven Universe where they cover LGBT material, which I guess for me, my biggest problem with an Adult Swim Jr. is that I don't want them to turn kid shows into adult shows just for the sake of we have to put them on Adult Swim Jr. Like, I don't know how to... I really wouldn't know how to explain it. As much as I do like adult-oriented shows like The Simpsons and South Park and a little bit of Rick and Morty. I'm not into Rick and Morty as much, but I do like the show. There's this kind of chart, and I'm looking at, like, my posters of Star versus the Forces of Evil, Regular Show, and Gravity Falls. You know, we as adults, we go to these more kid-oriented shows, not just to relive childhoods, but we go to these shows to, like, better understand them. Because, you know, as kids, you know, we watch the shows because, oh, look, the Powerpuff Girls are fighting crime, and there's lots of violence, and you know, Avatar watching it because it was Avatar The Last Airbender watching it because of action. Look, he can do Kung Fu, and Aang is so powerful, you know, and then when we grow up, you know, chances are we grow up liking the shows, sometimes even more than when we were kids, because we can better understand them as adults. We can dive into the characters, we can dive into the themes, we can speculate what these characters are thinking, and, you know, all this stuff. Like, I think that's why, as adults, you know, that's why shows like Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, and Regular Show, they have, like, adult and teen fan bases, because, you know, we want to feel like we're kids again, but we can understand these shows a lot better than we were kids, you know? So, I don't know. It's just really weird. I mean, could you imagine like watching the Infinity Train pilot, which is a really good pilot, and slapping the Adult Swim logo? Like they're just slapping the logo on because, well, we can't air it on Cartoon Network. They won't get ratings. And just so honestly, like that's just the thing. Is are you just gonna turn these shows adult for the sake of turning them adult? And I guess the other thing too is I really like it when a show. I'm not necessarily saying, oh, I want like more violence in Star Wars Forces of Evil. I want them to do like, really bloody decapitation scenes. But there is that kind of. There's something neat that comes from when you see a show go over the edge a little bit. Like in Star, whether it be having a more complex sort of romantic subplot with the whole Starco and Tom Star thing than you would see in most kid shows, or even the idea of Queen Moon Butterfly trying to looking for a spell that could kill something immortal, like these kind of darker themes in these shows. I kind of went off on a mini tangent there, but there's something neat about that. And hey, even like kid shows in the past have kind of gone over the edge a little. I mean, if you look at like the Powerpuff Girls, they would occasionally get a little more violent than maybe it needs to be for a kid show. But I kind of feel they do that as a nod to the adults, like a little nod to the adults, as long as kids can handle it and it's not too inappropriate, like the whole rude removal from Dexter's Laboratory, then, it can work. I mean, most of the time, adult jokes, when they put these adult jokes in these kids shows, they usually go over the heads of kids. Like, I remember in the Powerpuff Girls, I didn't really get a lot of the pop culture references until I grew up. Like, I never noticed, like as a kid, when I look back on the Powerpuff Girls episode Meet the Beatles, I knew who the Beatles were as a kid, but I didn't really look into their songs. And now today, when I watch the episode, I get pretty much all the references, and just. Yeah, so I think the thing is, it's just, I don't want these shows turned into Adult Swim shows just because, hey, we can't put them on Cartoon Network, so just add a bunch of obscenities and make it more violent and things like that. When a show can benefit from that, like the Samurai Jack final season, which I haven't seen, but I can tell you it definitely lends its way to being put on Adult Swim and being more violent, then it can work. But it's just, I just really wish they were put on Cartoon Network itself, especially since, like, it just feels like the cartoon channels nowadays, especially like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, like they're really targeting to kids, mainly because it is obvious because they really want to reach that demographic. And while it works well for Teen Titans Go, I'm actually kind of thinking now it works for Teen Titans Go because it has that brand recognition of the Teen Titans. Whereas with something like the Powerpuff Girls and Ben 10, I feel like those are shows more that, people like me, like people my age, when we were kids in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, we get that. But nowadays, since the shows aren't as good, or even in the case of the Powerpuff Girls, it doesn't really resemble the original, kids don't get it, and they're not watching it, and they think it's stupid, So, I just really wish that, Cartoon Network went back to making, oh wait, they don't have to go back and make more, legitimately good material because they already have it, but now they might be putting it on Adult Swim Junior, so. Oh, yeah, I guess the other thing too is maybe they're putting it on Adult Swim Junior so they can hit, the teenagers, which I can understand that, but at the same time, I honestly wish the three cartoon channels, they kind of embrace, yeah, we do have a, bit of a teen audience. As long as, in my opinion, as long as the kids can watch it and are watching it, then I think it can work, Look at, like, Disney XD, for instance. Like, yes, I know they don't get as high ratings as Cartoon Network, but like, look at what they're doing. They're embracing that, they have an older demographic. They're teaching, they have like videos on social media to teach you like, oh, how do you make Star Butterfly's hairband, or and they show like pictures of cosplay, and they rerun Gravity Falls, which, Gravity Falls has a really big fan base among teens, but I'm also hearing kids really like watching Gravity Falls. So I really wish Cartoon Network did that. Nickelodeon also, although, they're doing like, they did the Hey Arnold movie, which you can check out my review on the channel. I heard that it didn't really get as good as ratings as some would have hoped. It got like 1.3 million viewers, which for a show that hasn't been on the air for years, I was kind of expecting that, and I'm honestly okay with that. And they're also doing a Rocko's Modern Life movie and an Invader Zim movie. But I guess in both those cases, the problem with going back to the past is that, kids these days, they may not have heard. I mean, I can assure you that, like, I didn't know about Rocko's Modern Life and Invader Zim when I was a kid, But Rocko was before my time, and Invader Zim only lasted for a year, and that's why. So, yeah, I mean, that's why you gotta have newer content. So, I'm just a little bit. And I also feel, too, it's kind of Cartoon Network's fault for why their other shows don't get as high as rating. It's almost like they're purposely doing it. I mean, that's why the really big reason Teen Titans Go gets high ratings is it's because it's on the actual channel all the frickin' time, So it's almost like they're purposely doing that so they can ensure they would have the higher ratings, So I just really wished Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino, and even Victor and Valentino, its pilot aired on Cartoon Network, albeit at like 6 in the morning one time. But I just really wish that they would air on Cartoon Network, especially nowadays. It's almost like Cartoon Network are acknowledging that they're screwing up their programming, because in the past like months they've rerun episodes of regular show and even the original Ben 10 and Teen Titans series, which have been, gone for years now. And obviously they can't rely on reruns of those since they're, older shows. But it is kind of showing they're open to airing these more better made shows, if you will. I'm kind of going off on a side note for a second. I'm not really sure if I want to do a review of the Teen Titans Go 200th episode. I just kind of feel like it's really bad for wall breaking. So, I don't really think I'm going to do a video on that. So I guess I'll just end it saying, I really wish Cartoon Network, you would just, give Victor and Valentino and Infinity Train a chance. Are there any, I don't really know. I was gonna say, what about Victor and Valentino's ratings when it aired on the network? But then again, it was 6 a.m. Who the hell is watching at 6 a.m. unless you're one of those people that stayed up to watch Adult Swim all night? So, again, another example of Cartoon Network purposely shooting themselves in the foot and looking for excuse to air Teen Titans Go. Oh, Victor and Valentino, it didn't do good in ratings. We have to just keep airing stupid Teen Titans Go. And just, like, you see what I mean there? Like, maybe if you're Victor Valentino at, like, 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock, it would have done better. So, yeah, I honestly think that's honestly the perfect testing ground to see if people do want to watch Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino and Tigglewinks is like, air the pilots on Cartoon Network. I mean, I haven't seen anything from Tigglewinks. If it's more adult oriented, obviously don't do it. And I know Close Enough, they'll never air that on Cartoon Network. I did a trailer reaction to that. It's a very funny trailer, but yeah, they cuss and make like butt jokes, and there's like people nearly naked in that pilot, so obviously that can't air on Cartoon Network. But I really wished Cartoon Network gave Infinity Train and Victor Valentino a chance. I mean, both shows are very, very popular. I mean, on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel. Let me just look up the number of views that both shows have. Infinity Train has 2.9 million views, and Victor and Valentino, okay, 523,000 views. It's still a big number, but not as much. But yeah, maybe try airing the pilots on the channel, and like even announce it. I remember that when they aired the Victor Valentino one, they promoted it on Cartoon Network's Twitter page. So, you know, I wish they give those shows a chance. I mean, I know Teen Titans Go is still a successful show. It's still able to rank like over 1 million viewers per episode. But I really wish there was more variety. I mean, that's kind of why. I mean, I don't even have cable, but it's like that's why I don't really like Cartoon Network as much anymore. You know, like shows that I really do like are either discontinued, like Regular Show, or they air very rarely, and I don't have as much time. If I did, I swear I would keep watching Steven Universe. But yeah. So, if Adult Swim Jr. does come, I'm not gonna like boycott it or anything. I'm definitely still gonna watch its shows if Infinity Train and Victor and Valentino pop up there. But it's just, I really don't want them to be like adult-oriented shows. Again, I do like my adult-oriented cartoons like South Park and The Simpsons, but it just really sucks that, you know, they're just going to get turned into adult shows only because, well, we can't air them on Cartoon Network. So, yeah. So, that's about it. This has been Blood Moon Bobby. Thanks for watching or listening. And I'll see you guys later. Not really sure. Well, actually, like tomorrow, I'm definitely going to have time to do a net neutrality video. I'm very supportive of net neutrality. I'm currently actually looking up notes, like looking for notes right now. Oh, it's a really big subject because there's things about, not just, you know, what net neutrality is, but I also wanted to talk about, like, you know, Ajit Pai, which, for the guys out there that are sending him, like, racist or, you know, just threats to Ajit Pai, that's not going to do anything. If anything, Ajit Pai is taking them and saying, you know, see, all these people, they're attacking me, like, that's not going to, like, you know, get net neutrality. We just want him to reconsider, you know, even though he's said that he's not going to listen to the comments. We just have to, like, tell him in a mature way, whether it's calling a senator or, even though I don't really condone this idea, protesting at a Verizon store. Which also, please, if you are going to protest at a Verizon, don't do anything crazy. Don't start fights. Don't start, like, going into Verizon and, like, smashing up the stores, okay? Which honestly, you know, like, I'm getting off on a tangent net neutrality, but I'll be able to. I think I can make a video by tomorrow. So if you want to see it, get subscribed to the Blood Moon Bobby YouTube channel. So I'm wrapping this up. If I keep going, I'm gonna get into, you know, other topics outside of Adult Swim Jr. So thanks for watching. This has been Blood Moon Bobby, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.